Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Got a pretty different video for you. I want to talk about why I think Saitama could outpace Shiba Inu. So let's jump into this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for content. So I want to talk about Saitama and I guess the correlation between this and Shiba Inu and why I think this could outprice Saitama in the long run. Now, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I've got to say from the off, this is a long-term hold for me, Saitama. I'm holding this for the long term. We know we've got loads of issues with Saitama right now, but I want to kind of context some of this information for you. So we know right now there's loads of DDoS attacks or supposedly DDoS attacks, and we know we have quite a few issues. We saw this with a couple of other exchanges and a couple of other coins that went out, but I want to kind of bring you back. We're going to go back in time to May the 12th, 2021, where Shiba Inu had kind of been out for about 6 months and it had kind of had its first initial run up. And then everyone started to really question Shiba Inu, question what it was about, question its kind of, was there going to be any longevity in the project? And we're sort of seeing that with Saitama. Now, the difference is Saitama feels like we've overpromised a little bit and under-delivered, whereas I think Shiba Inu, first of its kind, was very much just about getting to market and seeing what a community-based token would do. You know, clearly Shiba Inu set the precedent for all of what we see. But I kind of want, it talks a little bit about the token, it talks about the kind of SHIB Swap, and we're going to get to that in a minute. It talks about the meme coin and I guess the kind of use for it and this huge community shift into decentralized finance and actually how power to the people really is something that, you know, Gen X, Gen Zs, millennials and other investors such as you and I really want to get into. But we kind of go towards the kind of bottom here, and what happens now after it's talked about it, and it says SHIB's future is uncertain and experts caution that it may already be too late to get in on the action. The actual answer right there and then, if we can go back in time, is yes, for that initial run up, you were too late to the party. So let's take a look at some of the charts and let's talk about it. So right now, so here is where they were talking around kind of May, this initial run up on Shiba Inu. Okay, so it was doing absolutely nothing from launch for a significant period of time. You got to think everyone was into Cardano, everyone was into kind of Bitcoin, Ethereum. It was all the kind of core stable coins. And then it had this kind of, you know, run up to sort of the $8 billion market cap. And in terms of the price action, we saw this up around that kind of 4 or 3.532 range. It then completely tanked and it's just sort of stayed really stable going across. And then we obviously saw the meteoric rise where we saw people turning $8,000 to 2, 3, 4 billion. And then it's kind of slowly declined. Interestingly, when we take a look at the Saitama chart, and clearly they haven't been out as long, but we sort of start to see a very similar pattern. So does absolutely nothing. We saw this initial run up. Now, albeit Saitama has kind of stayed relatively level or in decline for a longer period of time. But again, you know, to coin a phrase that a lot of big YouTubers and a lot of people in the space talk about is, if in doubt, zoom out. So look, we had this really big initial run up and then it's kind of flattened off and is in decline right now. But for me, when you look at the two charts, they look like they form a very similar pattern. We have got SHIB Swap over on Shiba Inu. So here is the real question. I'm going to put this question to you guys that are watching the video right now. Can or do you think that Saitama can do more than $15 million in daily volume? So this is what goes through SHIB Swap every single day, 340 Bitcoin. Now, here is the big question, like I said, around this. Can Saitama deliver that sort of volume? Look, they're going to have to get some stuff sorted out on the app. Clearly, there's going to need to be a bigger use case. We're excited to see what the desktop app look like. This is the question. If I think, you know, if we can get above $15 million worth of daily volume, then I absolutely believe that Saitama has a stronger use case than Shiba Inu. The question is the community stronger? Drop in the comments down below whether you think the community is stronger or not. But I think this is a real important point. And I think right now with Saitama, there is two factions working. There's the absolute supporters that believe this thing's going to the moon. And there's kind of the other side that are really kind of anti-Saitama and want to see this thing fail. For me, like I said, this is a long-term hold for me. I think it has huge potential. I think we just need to iron out the cracks. But look, based on what I can see, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. This chart feels like it's following a very, very similar pattern to Shiba. And I think the difference here is people can manipulate this price. People are much more savvy than they were when Shiba Inu was about. And I think the reality is that people are much more savvy in terms of making that. When we take a look at Saitama, just did 100 ETH buy coming in not so long ago. Price down at 4181, but is recovering slightly. But again, daily volume 12.1 million. Now, obviously, that is just the Saitama token across the exchanges it's listed on. The potential's there. That's my view. So let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.